Combustion.
Yo, what's happening? What is happening? It's your boy Rodney in the building, man. What's happening, man? It's a Friday. Uh, we missed the Sunday show, so we're gonna try to make that up for you guys. We will still have a Sunday show this Sunday, but today we're gonna talk about some Big Ten. But let me introduce my co-host. Having some technical difficulties, but it's my boy, my man, girl in the building.
What's good, y'all?
What's happening, my man? What's good with you?
Man, another day. It's Friday. Got some exciting news coming up too next week. So, for next week coming up.
You got some exciting news. What you got going on, big dog?
I'm talking about for our show, what we got during the week. I told you, man.
What you got for us?
So, for all of our followers and stuff, hope y'all following us on Instagram, Twitter. Be on the lookout because I will be traveling to East Rutherford, New Jersey for New York Giants training camp this on Monday, and Thursday I will be at the Washington Commanders training camp in the morning and be traveling to Philly that same day in the evening to go to Eagles training camp.
He gonna go see one of his favorite people, Saquon Barkley, baby boy.
I gotta go see what all these teams are doing in training camp, see what it's gonna be looking like for the upcoming season. So
it's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. Hopefully get an interview, maybe a small snippet.
I most likely will be interviewing some delusional fans. So
hey man, maybe you get opportunity. You never know what happens. It's training camp, man. Anything happens. But today, man, we got the Big Ten, baby. Big things happening in the Big Ten too, man. But let's go ahead and start that off. With new teams, baby, and how we feel the new teams are going to perform in this new Big Ten. So right now, we have USC Trojans, UCLA Bruins, and the Washington Huskies. Now, Washington Huskies just come off a great run. Unfortunately, they lose their head coach and quarterback and top receiver. So how we feel that these teams are going to fare in this Big Ten?
To be honest with you, I think Oregon's going to be one of the teams that I feel like will be fine because you still got your same coaching staff there. They did get an upgrade in QB and getting Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma that played with us last year. So he's been in college football for a while, and I think he's ready to make his mark in this new system that he's going to be running in. So that's who I got the biggest hopes for. USC, Lincoln Riley, we know how he is when it comes to his offensive schemes of how easy it is for QBs, as we've seen for Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Caleb Williams, all those guys. So hopefully he can still get the offense going, but we all know with him when it comes to USC, their defense is not like that. If Lincoln Riley is your head coach.
Well, I'm on the opinion. I think that being that you're in the Big Ten, you're going to have some type of defense. You can't run up the score because there are a lot of good teams in the Big Ten. Not championship caliber teams, but they're good teams in the Big Ten. You just got Michigan, who just came off the championship run. Ohio State, who just retooled and got revamped. You have Maryland. We can't sleep on Michigan State too much because they still have the ability to change what's been going on, but hopefully it will come to fruition that they come back in full force and basically retake uh, Michigan. Being at Michigan, I think Michigan's on sanctions. I think they got hit with something. I can't remember, but you also can't forget about Iowa and Nebraska. They've always been very very big in the Big Ten. Um, Penn State, who just never pushes never makes it over the hump. They don't make it over the hump. They can't overpass Michigan or Ohio State, so that's going to hurt them.
I'll say
Maybe they figure.
I'll say for Penn State, when they're on the road against Ohio State, Michigan, that's when they can't seem to put it together. But when they're at home against those schools, they seem to make it work. It's weird. It's like it's like for Penn State, it's weird. It's like when they have a whiteout game against those schools, it's like nothing is like heard in that stadium. You can't hear shit, and it's like it messes up those big time teams like Michigan, Ohio State. It's weird.
And I'm looking at it, man. Last year, 7-2 Penn State. Iowa was so 7-2 as well. I mean, now they're not broken down in East and West, so there's just one division and a conference. So best team wins at this point. You won't. If I'm not mistaken, I was looking at who was I looking at? Ohio State is only playing. Let's see. They got Michigan State. They got Iowa. They got Oregon, Nebraska. Penn State. They got Penn State in Penn State. So good luck with that. Purdue, Nebraska, Indiana, and then Michigan at the end of the year. So they're not playing USC. So they have opportunities. Other teams have opportunities since they don't have to play Ohio State. They don't have to go up against that really tough defense and that very tenacious offensive firepower that they have going on there with one of the best running backs in the country. Not to mention they got really good quarterbacks. They always have a pretty good quarterback. I have never seen them with a terrible quarterback. I don't know where it's ever been. I don't know what that's really about.
Yeah. Ohio State has always, I don't know, it's like something. It's something about that quarterback room that Coach Day has. Like, it always seems like it's a next man up every year. You get, one guy that's cooking, and then they go off to the NFL, and literally the next guy steps up, and it's like they didn't lose a step. Yeah. Like, we gotta be honest. I mean, even when Urban Meyer was at Ohio State, when you had Braxton Miller and you had who else? I forgot the other two QBs they had in that QB room once, but it was like, JT Barrett. Yeah. So, you got those guys that go in that quarterback room, and it's like, one person goes down and everyone's like, oh, that's our season. And you get this next guy that comes in and starts cooking like he's the starter. So Ohio State, I know for sure, has always been well known at finding QBs. Shoot, they found Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And it's just Joe Burrow went to LSU to give more time and be what he is today.
Yeah. I don't think they made a mistake. I don't think letting him go was a mistake. I mean, they still had a really great quarterback at the time.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins was still good over there.
Yeah. So he was going to play good. He didn't make it in the NFL that way, but it happens. But that brings me to my next question, man. Mm-hmm. My next question. Dominance, man. Dominance. Will Ohio State still be a top of the Big Ten, and how long will they stay on top?
I'm gonna tell you right now, uh, Coach Day, this is his make or break year. I'm telling you right now, as far as it comes to dominance, because Harbaugh is no longer at Michigan, and Coach Day has been here at Ohio State. So this is like, you are supposed to run the Big Ten. Michigan is not going to take over this year. I don't see it happening. Ohio State has all the tools that they have to win. They didn't have people with the transfer portal and NIL freaking go to Ohio State. So you got the players, you got the coaching. This is a make or break year of winning this conference. So you have to win it. And
I don't
Ryan,
think, I don't think that, and be honest with you, I don't think it's a make or break for Day. I really don't. And I say that because they've been on top, other than what, this last year. They were still on top the year before that. Michigan hadn't even gotten over it. They hadn't made the hump, gotten over Ohio State since this last year. That's it. That's the only time Michigan has been over top of Ohio State. That's the only time. Oh, back in the 90s. But that's literally it. That's it. Now they're back on top again. There's no way, there's no reason other than maybe somebody showing up out of the blue, to push for the number one spot, that Ohio State should lose it. I think they are the most dominant team in the Big Ten. I think they're one of the most complete teams in the nation. They really don't have any flaws, and if we find a flaw, I don't know who's going to show it to us, other than in the playoffs.
yeah, I mean,
That's an easy road for me. I don't see anybody that can take me down, and from Ohio State's perspective. I see games that are going to be tough. Maybe Oregon's going to be tough. Penn State being in Penn State, probably going to be a whiteout game. That's going to be a tough game.
well,
But that's it.
the reason why I said Michigan has taken over Ohio State is because the last 3 times they've played, Michigan has won 21, 22, and 23. That was the last 3 times this is the last 3 matchups. And Michigan won at home in 21. They won in Ohio State on the road when Ohio State was ranked number 2 and Michigan was number 3. And they won last year when they were in the same position with Ohio State at number 2 and Michigan at 3.
Yeah.
And they were convincing wins. They weren't, 2022, that was a blowout. That 45-23, that was a convincing win. And so, I mean, that's why I'm going to say this is your shot right now, Ohio State, to come and take over and reclaim.
But the problem with that is that, yeah, they won that game. Congratulations. Still didn't win championships until last year. You weren't even in the conversation.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Ohio State has always been in that conversation as a championship contender at all times. Even if they lose to one team, it didn't matter because we had already been well past the threshold that we were worried about. Us losing to you, yeah, we don't want to. Congratulations, you got that dub. We're still moving on to the championship. We're moving on to the point where we got to go play the SEC and the ACC for a championship.
Yeah.
That's it.
I probably only say the one upgrade that Michigan has made, though, is getting defensive coordinator Wink Martindale to run their defense. I mean, Michigan's defense has always been like that, but Wink Martindale coming from the NFL as, a Super Bowl defensive coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens, and did a couple seasons with the New York Giants. He knows how to scheme. He knows how to, run blitzes and to put pressure on quarterbacks. So if anything, I know is that we might see Michigan's defense play a lot stronger they might blitz a lot more than we have seen previously. So they may take risk a lot more, which can be
It's gonna hurt.
Bite you in the ass too.
It's gonna hurt you when you play a championship caliber team.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand Michigan has got to retool. You got a new quarterback. You got a new running back. You got new receivers. You lost pieces on the defensive side of the ball. Ohio State still hasn't lost very much other than the top receiver.
Yeah.
So you still got to go against the best running back in the league, probably a top 20 quarterback. You got Downs back there. Like, Ohio State is stacked. I mean, they're always stacked, but this is. Remember, we were talking a couple years ago. A lot of people are like, "Yo, Alabama was the team that we could put them in the NFL and throw whatever bottom team in the NFL out of the NFL." That's what.
I remember that.
Yeah, like that's what we're looking at right now. Real quick before I continue on, my man Desto, appreciate you, man. Like the vid, appreciate that. It's been pretty gangster. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey Desto, you need to tell Justin to see how to get tickets at the Houston Texans, like I told him to, so we can get some content for football.
For what? He ain't going.
I know. I talked to Justin. He said he would do it because I hit Desto up to see if he got the tickets for free. He said he did. So I told Justin. Justin I don't think he got time to do it. So we ain't going to be able to get coverage like I want for Houston.
It'd be all right. We gonna see Houston. Guaranteed, we gonna see some Houston. Yeah. That's gonna be on the telly. Guaranteed. But I want to get your opinion on the Big Ten and who you think the dark horse of the Big Ten is.
The dark horse in the Big Ten.
Like, I got the team that I feel is going to be the dark horse. I think I brought it up before, but I'm thinking about adding another team in there.
So I know for me already, the top teams I feel like in Big Ten that will obviously show out is Ohio State, Michigan, and Oregon, and Penn State. Those are usually your Big Ten teams that ball out. I don't know. I have a feeling that we might see, like, even though Washington did lose some players, I still feel like Washington may have confidence still in themselves that they can, be that dark horse team where they feel like people are just going to fall off from them and say, oh, it was just a fluke year. It was just 1 year they had, and that's it. I think we might see, them come out and prove this year again, hey, what happened last year wasn't a fluke. We still can be a pretty good team in college football.
True. I mean, I do like Washington. That was actually one of the teams that I was thinking about. And honestly, another team I was thinking about, but you probably ain't even thinking about because we don't ever think about them like that. But Maryland.
Actually, I knew you was gonna say Maryland. I was like, you gotta bring up Maryland eventually.
I got to,
man.
You
gotta bring up Maryland. I
gotta bring them Terps in the building, man. They have, if not the easiest schedule I have ever seen in my life. With literally only, in my opinion, 2-3 games. I mean, they went 4-5 last year in the conference, 8-5 overall. They have the talent. They just need this is an opportunity for them to put it together. They're sitting there, they're sleeping on them. I don't want people to sleep on them, but I think that they are better than Penn State. unless it's a whiteout game.
He said, "Unless it's a whiteout game."
Unless it's a whiteout game, because like damn, like you look at the point differential. Michigan at 350 was the 355. Ohio State 278, Penn State 282. The next team after those three is Maryland at 237 points. Iowa's not making points like that. Iowa's not a points type of team. They don't run up scores. They don't do that. I mean, shoot, look at their overall. I mean, yeah, 386. I mean, but Ohio State only had for their overall points was 397.
I mean,
they're not far away from that. I don't see Michigan dropping 538 points in the season anymore.
I'm taking a look right now at Maryland's schedule. They got a pretty easy schedule.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It makes so much sense. This is the easiest schedule.
Oh, I mean, their last
just game, make it. Got this.
Their last game of the season, they are going to have to deal with a whiteout game, though.
Yeah, you might have to deal with a whiteout. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Because by the end of the season, your confidence is on high because we done busted through some teams. We done probably busted up USC because they came all the way over here. They tired, busted their ass.
Because I'm looking at the schedule. You got UConn at home. UConn is not a football school anyways.
No, not by any means.
So
you could even say Michigan State's not a football school.
Well, because I mean, UConn, the only NFL talent that ever came out was, and we probably might get flagged for me saying this, is Aaron Hernandez. That's the only talent.
Oh, boy, that's a flag.
Hopefully, we don't get flagged.
Right, we're not gonna say that. Not NFL. The penitentiary candidates came out of UConn from football. We're gonna say that. Yes. We don't put y'all on blast like that. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, you look at Michigan. Then Maryland, that's Michigan State. Then they got to go down to Virginia, Villanova for basketball school. By the way, Villanova's a basketball school.
Hey, Villanova Knicks, psych.
That's a new team, by the way. Indiana, Northwestern. Then Maryland then South. USC has to come all the way across the country to play.
Yep. Then Maryland.
Go up to Minnesota, then you got to go to Oregon, which you probably ain't gonna leave very far.
I say the Oregon game might be the toughest one on their schedule.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they have two tough games. I'll give you two, maybe three tough games. I'll give you USC because USC is still a talented school.
Yeah.
Oregon because one, you have to play in Oregon,
and you're playing in
Penn State.
Yeah.
So those are the games that I'm like, oh, anything other than these two, maybe three, because I don't think USC's gonna come and fold in. But I will say this: if Maryland has trouble beating a Virginia or Villanova or Indiana, then yes, they're not the dark horse. They have to play well against lower seeded teams in order to build their confidence to play these big teams.
I mean, I'm gonna say this though about UVA. Recently, like I know last season, they didn't have a bad year. So I'm not gonna say okay, they're like Maryland's gonna be an easy win on the road because they're playing at Virginia. I mean, they're still playing at Virginia, and it's not like I'm gonna say Virginia's just like they suck at football. Like there's no way that Maryland can lose this game because it could still be a possible chance. But we gotta see how these first two games go against UConn, Michigan State, which should put Maryland at 2-0.
I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties.
Oh,
It just randomly cut away. Like, what is going on? New system, guys. New system. I'll let y'all know we got a new system. We're running with the studio restream. Very new for us. Got to figure out what we can and can't do, apparently. Or how long we can and can't do it. But yeah, Virginia is a new school to the Big Ten.
Virginia's not. No, they're ACC.
They were ACC last year. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was like, oh wait, hold on. I just went back and I was like, wait, how did I miss that? I missed that. That's my fault. My bad, Virginia. You coming on?
Virginia's not Big Ten. They're still ACC.
No.
I'm looking at the Big Ten website.
Oh, did they move? I thought they moved over.
No, they're still ACC.
Oh, that's the only ACC team they got? Ugh, that's terrible. Why y'all playing Virginia? Maybe it's a rivalry thing. I don't know.
You know, everyone wants to, no matter what part of the state of Maryland or Virginia you're in, they always want to say, oh, DMV. So even though they're not even though neither school is in part of the DMV. So
I'm sorry. I am you and this DMV thing killing me. Because if I'm not mistaken, the DMV stands for District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia.
But you gotta understand.
No,
you have to understand.
Then y'all need to change it. You need to fucking change it. It cannot be DMV. It has to be something else. Anywhere that's right next to Washington, D.C. at this point. Fuck y'all. You can't have that.
UVA is in freaking Charleston, Virginia. That is nowhere near DC, and Maryland's nowhere near.
But it's Virginia, like the state of Virginia.
That's Maryland, Southern Virginia.
The state of Maryland.
Virginia people don't even know about Northern Virginia people.
I hate y'all.
I have nothing to do with them.
I need to go back to where things make sense. Place don't make no damn sense. Oh, but DMV. What is that? It's District of Maryland. It's District of Virginia, Columbia, Maryland, and then Virginia. But you can't be like all the way in Richmond and consider yourself the DMV. But it stands for Virginia.
Honestly, I wish Miss Tiff was in this so we could actually freaking hear her side. Next time she come on, we're gonna bring this question up.
Tiff, because I'm gonna act a damn fool. I'm gonna act a fool. Damn that. Because that's what it stands for. But obviously that's not what it stands for.
But yeah, looking at this Big Ten team. So Maryland, looking at this, to me right now, I think Maryland got the easiest schedule in the Big Ten.
All right, so Ohio State, in my opinion. I do like Illinois. Can't lie to you there. But Illinois still has to play Michigan. They got to play Oregon. It looks like everybody has like one or two top four teams on their team on their schedule.
Because I'm looking at Ohio State's schedule. Ohio State, they gave it should be an easy. I'm not going to say it should be an easy schedule, but they have a decent schedule because they got their first three especially wins should be blowouts because they have a home game against Akron, they got a home game against West Michigan, and they got a home game against Marshall. Yeah. So those are them games where it's like we just literally paying.
We just not having y'all on TV because nobody wants to see that.
Actually, the game against Akron's on CBS.
I know it is. I saw it and I was like, we should not have you on TV at this point.
And West Michigan on the
what
Big
time is the game? No. What time is the game? Is my question.
3:30 p.m.
Yeah, we're not gonna see y'all.
Eastern, but I mean,
we're not gonna see y'all.
And then they're gonna have Western Michigan on Big Ten Network. So yeah, that's 7:30 at night.
That's where all of them gonna be at this point. because nobody gonna see y'all. We're not gonna see you blow out teams for no reason.
Their first real test is going to be against Oregon in Oregon.
Yeah,
because they got to go to
Michigan.
Michigan State, which I think they can, which I know they can handle Michigan State, and then they got another home game against Iowa. So their first real test will be on the road against Oregon.
Isn't Washington in here?
No, they do not play Washington.
No, I'm saying isn't Washington in the Big Ten now?
Yeah, that literally was my dark horse team. I said Washington.
Well, I was looking through the thing, and they're not. I'm looking at this Big Ten, and they're not in here.
No, it's in it.
Okay, wherever I'm at, apparently it's not, because this is Big10.org, and it's not got that in there. Don't look at me. I'm not the one who made this crap. ESPN. Ooh, baby, I do.
Because they have Big Ten Football Media Day, July 23rd through the 25th, which actually ended yesterday. So, yesterday was Washington's Media Day. But as far as I'm looking at all these different records, these different schedules, Maryland has the easiest schedule. So, if anything, if I was to make a prediction, we should be able to see Ohio State, Michigan, and Maryland be the top 3 schools.
Yeah, I'm with you.
If Maryland don't say, "Hey, you know what, this is a good year for us," and they just screw this schedule up, then I'm never gonna have this much faith in them ever again.
I'm with you. I'm giving them faith, and I don't. At this point, don't screw me over, dog. Because the only reason why I even thought about them was because I'm up here and I listen to the radio stations, and I listen to what is that? 106.7 The Fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they be talking about Maryland. They had me looking at them a little bit differently, and I said, okay, well, let me look at them. Let me see what the schedule would look like and all that, and I'm looking at Washington, even Washington. Starting off with Weber State, Eastern Michigan, Washington State, Northwestern, Rutgers. You got Michigan, Iowa, Indiana, USC, Penn State, UCLA, Oregon. The end of your schedule is probably your toughest.
Yeah, I think right now Michigan is going to be the team that has the toughest schedule. And I only say that because looking at their schedule, yeah, they play Fresno State week 1, but they got to go against Texas.
Yeah, so we got Michigan. That's only at this point you only have one team in the Big Ten playing a top 10 to actually top 25 team outside of the Big Ten.
Yeah,
nobody else is,
and they're getting hit immediately. They're getting hit immediately playing against Texas in their second game, and then they should win the Arkansas State game. They got to play USC. They got to play Minnesota, Washington, Illinois, Michigan State. My point is with the schedule is I know good and well every Big Ten school, especially the new ones coming in, are hunting to, say, hey, Michigan, y'all won the college football playoffs last year. Y'all not winning it this year. We're going to make y'all prove why y'all ain't good without Coach Harbaugh there. And
or JJ McCarthy or Brandon Crum, or Corum, sorry. So
Blake Corum, yeah. So I mean, look, this is just one of those conferences where, anything happens, you don't know can really win it because
That's not
there.
true.
Look, man, there's been times where we've said Ohio State was going to win, and then Ohio State never finished the job. If you look, I'm telling you, you look back at it. There's been times Ohio State has not made to the college football playoffs consistently each year.
Oh, the college football playoffs? All right,
Yeah.
cool. I'll give you college football playoffs. Got you. But
as far as winning the conference,
2000, what was it? 2002. Michigan was on top. They didn't make it.
well, remember there was no college football playoffs at the time. It was just a BCS championship game.
They didn't make it.
Yeah. Because remember the BCS championship, they just grabbed two teams who they felt like deserved to be in it.
Michigan, 2001. Michigan was on top. Well, take that back. They were tied. Michigan, Ohio State were tied in conference 8-1. Michigan had one outside of conference extra win. That's it. They still didn't make it. Ohio State was this 2020. Yeah, 2020. Yeah. When do we go up in games? Oh no. Yeah. Ohio State was on top. I think that was with. No, that wasn't with Zeke. What's that with Zeke? 2019, Ohio State. But these are championship teams though. In Ohio State.
I'm with you.
17 Ohio State, 12-2. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, my dog. Their dominance is out of control. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a OHIO in the building.
Honestly, one day I do hope to go to either Ohio State or Michigan to witness this rivalry. I just want to see like the atmosphere, how crazy it is, because I see it on TV. So
we gonna go. We're gonna go.
I need at least that one. I need to see that in person, the Iron Bowl in person, and the Red River in person.
That's what we'll do. We'll do that. Next couple years, we're gonna hit one of these games each year.
Red River, that usually beginning of the year. That's not usually an end of the year game for Oklahoma and Texas. That's like beginning of the year.
We're gonna do one a year.
Yep.
Cause we not rich.
Not for real. Unless one to hit the lottery.
Nah. More likely, we get a good ass job. Somebody, both of us get a good job. Be like, I got you, my dog. I got you. Let's go. But yeah. So who are we predicting to win the Big Ten this year? Which I know we're probably just going to go ahead and say Ohio State because it doesn't really make sense not to say them right now.
It only makes sense right now because the media is obviously pushing for the narrative that everyone believes Ohio State is going to win the Big Ten Conference. Plus, two, I mean, you're hearing so much, rumors of, Ryan Day, like, is this his last, season if he can't put it together? Like, this might be the end of an era of his coaching career in Ohio State if they don't win it all. And so it's gotten to a point to where it's like, this is a do or die situation for Ohio State now for his job being on the line.
I don't really think it's I'm sorry. I just cannot fathom. The only thing I can think of is if without Harbaugh on that sideline, Michigan still beats you, and they beat you convincingly. That's the only thing I could think of him losing his job. But if he's still, let's say they win that game and continue on and they get in the playoffs, or even if they make playoffs, because at this point, because we're looking at 16 teams in the playoffs, that's you're looking at what, two, maybe three spots that's going to be for the Big Ten, 2 or 3 spots for the SEC. Everybody else going to get maybe 2 spots, if that.
I mean, now thinking about it, you do have a point in that situation, because if we think about the Ohio State game last time they played Michigan, Harbaugh was actually suspended that game, and he didn't even coach that game, and they still lost like that. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, you lose.
So now I just had to remember that. I'm like, he didn't even coach that game, and they still lost.
That's the conversation that I got you. You, Ryan Day, you gotta go because you can't beat Michigan and Harbaugh ain't there. This is not Harbaugh. This is a totally different coach, and you're just not better than him. And we gave you every opportunity. Like, you got literally the best team, and you just can't make it happen. Now, I may give you one chance because we made playoffs and y'all did well in the playoffs. We didn't win the championship, may get one more year. But that's the only thing I could think of to say, hey, Ryan Day, we're going to give you one more shot. Because we know you can make playoffs. We just need you to make the championship, whether you beat Michigan or not. But we want you to beat Michigan. So, all right, guys. That's going to be it for today. Another quick show. Wasn't terrible.
We just previewing, getting ready for the season.
Getting ready for the season. It's just fun times. Just so y'all know, put this small plug in there. Not asked to. NCAA is back. I will be putting the player on Penn State just to have Penn State win the game. I can't help it. It's gonna be fun. It sucks. I just like the white jerseys.
I need me a PS5. I need me a PS5.
Yeah, I should have told you to get that 5. My fault. You just don't play enough. That's all.
Honestly, right now, if I had the 5, man, as soon as NCAA came out, I probably would have been on that thing every night.
Yeah. Well, your boy about to get on. Anti-who? Yeah, nah. But we thank everybody for stopping through. My man Desto. Everybody out there watching, keep please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and keep us growing. We appreciate it on schedule. But thank you all. We will call it a night.